Hollywood. "21 lessons teenagers never learn in high school." I'll let y'all know. Ooh. This thing bugging right now. This is gonna be a long video.
Here's the truth. Most teenagers waste these years thinking they'll figure life out later, but later comes fast. And if you don't get the right lessons now, you'll spend your 20s cleaning up mistakes you could have avoided. I've lived that regret, and I don't want you to. So today, I'm breaking down 21 life lessons for teenagers.
It's better
but
to
not
be
just
in your
teenagers.
20s
These
than your
lessons actually
30s
apply to
cleaning up
anyone
life
who wants
lessons.
to improve their current situation. It's the kind of advice that could have saved
It's
me
cold,
years
chat.
of struggle and can help you skip
I'm
straight
gonna
to
go
building the
hoodie
life
on.
you actually want. Lesson number 1, identify what game you're actually playing. Here's something that hit me like a truck in my early 20s. Most of us are playing games we didn't consciously choose. In high school, the game was crystal clear. Get good grades,
That's true.
ace the SATs, get into a decent college.
There's games we be
Simple.
playing
But then you graduate, and
that
suddenly
we ain't
nobody
even
explains what the new game
start.
is.
Our
I spent my
family
first
started.
2 years of college
Our
still
friends
playing the
started.
get perfect grades game, not realizing that the real game had
There's a lot of
shifted.
things.
Maybe it was about building networks,
But that's
gaining
life.
practical skills, or
You're
figuring
not the
out
only
what
one
I
playing
actually wanted to
real
do with my
games.
life. Ask yourself this question every few
Everyone is.
months. What game am I playing right now? And is it the game I want to be playing? That decision you made at 16 about your major.
That is a
You're
decision,
not locked
though.
into that forever.
You
Ignore
wanna
the
be
sunk
playing that
cost
game that they
fallacy
playing?
and be honest about whether you're on the right path.
You could take
It
yourself
takes
from
more
here
courage to change direction when you
and
realize
take
you're on the
yourself
wrong
out.
path than to keep climbing out of pride. Why climb a ladder that doesn't
Play
lead
your
where you
own
want to
game.
go? Life rewards curiosity
For other people that
about
wanna
what
play the
truly
game you
matters,
wanna play.
not blind loyalty to outdated rules. Now
You
let's have a
wanna play
look
the
at how you
game
can
of
actually build your
arguing
foundation
all
in
day?
the early years, which brings me to
Then you go find
lesson
people
number
who you
2,
wanna argue
develop
with all day,
skills that
like a
compound over
lawyer.
time. When you're 18, you're
You wanna
naturally
play the
focused
game
on
of
immediate
peace?
results. But here's what I wish someone
You'll
had told
find a
me.
game
The
of
most
people
powerful
that
thing
wanna
you can
play
do
peace.
is start building
They wanna
skills
live their
that get
life
better with
fine.
time. Communication
Worrying about
skills, critical thinking,
being peaceful.
or learning how to learn don't just add to what you can do,
You wanna
they
play
multiply it. If someone starts
the
writing
skill
daily
game,
at
the money
18,
game,
they don't just get
the
better at
learning
writing,
game.
they learn to think clearly,
It's your
persuade
decision.
effectively, and express ideas others can't. Start early with skills that have no expiration date. Lesson number 3, fix your posture. Now thank me later. My friend, pay attention to your posture. I spent years hunched over
Good
my
looks.
laptop in college,
Oh,
and now at
it's good
25,
looks.
I'm dealing with back
I'm
pain,
cracking my
applying for
back.
physiotherapy I could have avoided. At 18, your body feels invincible.
Gotta make sure
Your
I don't
future
get them
self
back
will either
problems.
thank you or curse you for
I
how
was
you
a
treated
gamer in
them.
high school,
Small
so
habits can
you
be
know I
helpful.
was always
Sitting up straight, taking breaks, moving regularly.
I wasn't like a
They're not just
gamer.
good for your body,
It was more like
they're
I just played
investments
the
in
game a lot
decades
because
of comfort and
like playing the
mobility.
game.
The pain you prevent today is much easier than the pain you'll fix tomorrow. Lesson
I'm
number
not
4,
really that
document
combat
everything through
games.
photos. Take way
I
more
mean,
photos than feels natural.
I believe
I know
I'm
it
a little
seems
combat
inconvenient
mad.
at the moment,
A
and
little.
you might feel like that
I'm
person
not bad
always
at
pulling
that.
out their phone. But trust me on this, your college years,
2K?
your early 20s, those random Tuesday
I have to
nights
play
with
2K for
friends,
about 3 to
they're
5
never
years to
coming
be
back.
considered
I
comp.
have maybe 20 photos from my entire freshman year,
But
and I
even
kick
then,
myself for it regularly.
I just probably
Those
be a
memories
comp
fade
center.
faster than you think. Now we covered the
You know,
basics,
I'm
so
a team
let's talk
player
about
when it
capturing
comes to
and
2K.
creating the experiences
Basketball
that'll
is
matter
my
most.
specialty.
Lesson number 5, become a
BCP.
documentarian of your learning. Here's something that's
Black
been a game
can't
changer
play
for me.
ball.
Whenever you read a book, listen to
BC.
a podcast, or consume any
B.
meaningful content, write down your thoughts
Black
immediately,
can't ball.
not a summary, your actual thoughts and
It's
reactions. When I read The
BCPB.
4-Hour Workweek at 19,
Black
I thought
can't
I'd remember
play
all the key
ball.
insights forever. Spoiler alert, I didn't. Now, whenever I finish a book or listen to an interesting podcast, I spend 15 minutes writing down what struck me, what I agreed or disagreed with, and how it might
Journaling.
change my behavior. Your brain isn't a filing
Journaling
cabinet.
is how you
It's more
can
like
find
a
your
sieve
decisions
that lets
too.
most information slip.
Journaling, sit here. I should not be pausing the video. Journaling is sit here and make you listen, make you learn, make you think, make you smarter. It does. Betters your
Through unless you actively
mind.
work to retain it. The act of writing forces you to process ideas more deeply, and reviewing your notes months later often reveals patterns and connections you missed the first time. I'm going to share the most counterintuitive advice about making friends in college in just a moment. But first, we need to talk about something that completely changed how I approach social situations. Lesson number 6, become the connector. Let me tell you something, my friend. One of my biggest fears going into college was that I wouldn't make friends. I was convinced everyone else
I
had
think
it
that's a
figured
lot of
out
people's
while I'd be
biggest
eating
fears.
lunch alone. That's when I realized
Me,
literally everyone has those same fears.
how I
But
came
here's
to
the secret.
college
Every friend group needs someone to bring people together. Be okay
3
with being
years
that
ago.
person.
I can
Create the
remember
group
that.
chats, organize the
How I
study
came to
sessions,
college.
invite people over, host the movie
I came to
nights.
college on time.
Everyone wants someone to take charge. Most people are just too nervous to do it themselves.
And then I
Leadership
realized,
starts with the willingness to say,
because
let's do this, when everyone else
when
is waiting for
because
someone else to
I
speak
worked
up.
before coming to
The person
college,
who
so
learns to
I
initiate
got a lot of
and
advice from
organize in
someone that
college becomes the person others naturally
was
turn
knowing
to
about
throughout
college.
life. I
And
started
I
doing
feel
this
like I was
halfway through my
ignoring some
sophomore
of it,
year,
like I
and it
wasn't
completely
really locked
changed
in.
my social experience. Instead of waiting for invitations, I became the person sending them out.
I
But
wasn't
here's something
listening to the
nobody
part
tells me.
why
Documentation is great, but you
why
need
you're
people
in
worth
college.
documenting. Here's how to build those relationships.
I ignored
Lesson
that
number
part.
7, increase your surface area for
And
luck. You're probably already
my
pretty good
first
at putting
semester of
yourself out
college,
there, joining clubs, going to events, meeting new people. But
I
here's
was
something
ignoring
nobody
that
tells
whole
you.
part,
There's always room to do more. When you're
the
debating
entire part,
between staying in your dorm
on
room,
why I
watching
came to college in the
Netflix,
first
or going to
place.
that event you're not super
And I
excited about,
realized
go to the event.
you don't go to
Individual
college for
events
that.
might not matter much, but the
And when I
more you expose
realized
yourself to different people and
what my life could have
situations, the
been
more
if
you
I didn't lock
increase
in,
what I call
what
your
my life could have
surface
done,
area for serendipity. Some of
how
my
it could have
most
shaped me.
valuable relationships and opportunities came from events I
My
almost
second
didn't attend.
semester
Your luck happens when your preparation meets opportunity, and you can't meet opportunity from
during
your dorm
college
room.
wasn't
Lesson number
about
8, the power of the
connections,
open door policy.
it wasn't
Get a
about
door steward.
friends, it
Keep
wasn't
your
about
dorm room door
partying,
open whenever you're home
it
and
wasn't
wait.
even about learning.
Actively encourage people to interrupt you while you're
It was
studying
about what
or
I
just
wanted
hanging
to
out.
do.
You'll never remember that extra hour
It was
of
about
productivity
what I
you might have
wanted to
gained, but you
believe.
will remember the
It was
random
about
11 p.m.
what I wanted to
conversations
say.
that turned into lifelong friendships.
It
Those
became my
spontaneous
decision.
interactions are what college memories are made of.
It became my
Lesson number
choice.
9, just don't be mean to people. This
And I
one's simple,
realized that,
but crucial.
and I
Don't be
said,
mean to people. Ever.
to get
You will
to
only
that
regret
biggest
it.
goal,
That person you think is
what's the
annoying in
first
your
step?
freshman seminar, they might become
My
your
first
business partner
step,
5 years from now. The world is
it was
smaller
working
than
every
you
day,
think, and people
figuring out
remember how you made them
what that
feel.
first step
Being
was.
kind costs you nothing,
And
but
eventually I
builds a
figured out the first
reputation
step.
that opens doors you didn't
And
even know
now,
existed. All those connections
take
are
the first
valuable.
step.
But let's talk about building actual financial value too.
It was
Lesson
like I
number
was
10,
figuring out how
invest
to walk
early.
again.
Yes, even small amounts.
How do I
My
take
friend,
that first step?
if you have any spare money, start
Unconsciously.
investing it. I wish
As a
I'd started
baby, I
putting
did
money
it.
into index funds at 18 instead of
But
letting
now,
it sit in my
I'm
checking
older,
account. You don't need thousands
and
of
I know
dollars
I
to
could take
start.
the first
You
step.
just need to start.
I'm now thinking about how I
Time
could take
is
it
your biggest
consciously,
asset when you're young, and compound interest is
doing it
basically
on
free money
purpose.
for being patient. Even if you can
And
only
that's what I
afford to
did.
invest what you'd
I
normally
took the
spend on
first
coffee
step.
each week, that
I don't know what I
small
did every day.
sacrifice now could mean retiring
In the back
years
of my
earlier. I learned this
room,
lesson the hard way. Waiting costs you more than you think. So
I
let me
sat
ask
there
you,
and thought.
what's your biggest money regret so
I
far?
thought of
Maybe you're like me
ideas.
and
I
wish you'd
thought of
started investing
failures.
sooner,
I
or maybe
thought
you'd
of
learned something completely different.
accomplishments.
Drop your story below, because
And
I
I
know
thought,
your
what is
mistakes
the
will save
best
someone
route
else from making
for
the
me
same
to take
ones. Your time is the
to
one
achieve my
resource you'll never get back,
accomplishments?
so how you use it is even more important. Lesson number 11, nothing good happens.
And I know there's a lot of lessons I wasn't listening to from 8. But this is some real motivational stuff. When I took that first step, I said before anything, before anyone says anything, before anything in the world, I said my first step is to put me first. I put me first. Don't put the world in first. Don't worry about the world's problems. Don't worry about any of that. For the first time in my life, I put me first. Genuinely. I put me first before anything. Anyone, anybody.
After 2
I'm a
a.m.
sharing
Let
caring
me tell
person.
you,
I
I
don't
love a
normally
good
do
late
that.
night hangout session as much
But I
as
said,
anyone.
how can I
But here's
continue
what I've
being that
learned.
sharing caring
The
person
quality
when
of social interactions drops
everybody
dramatically
else's
after
needs are
2
bothering
a.m.
me?
Those deep, meaningful
Everybody else's
conversations
needs are
happen
making
between
it
10
worse for me.
p.m. and 2 a.m. After that,
Mind you,
everyone's
they
tired,
probably didn't even need those
conversations get
needs.
weird, and you end
I
up
just
feeling
felt like they
terrible
did.
the next day.
'Cause it's
Learn to
like,
recognize when
I
the
feel like
magic
I have the
window has
brain power to
closed
help
and be the
a
person who
lot.
suggests wrapping up. You'll wake up refreshed instead of wasting the entire next day recovering. Your sleep schedule affects everything: your mood, your productivity, your ability to make good decisions, so protecting it is protecting your future self. The most successful people I know aren't the ones who stay up late. They're the ones who know when to call it a night. Lesson number 12. Consistency beats intensity. Doing a little every day beats cramming.
Consistency
I used to pull
does
all-nighters
beat
before
intensity.
exams. 12-hour study marathons that left me brain dead. Then I learned
There's a difference between a straight 12-hour session and a 12-hour session throughout. 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours. Of those 12 hours are better than a straight 12-hour. I promise you. Say like a week, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day. It's better than doing everything that you learned in them 7 days in 1 day. It is. I could do it. I believe I could do it, right? And still get a beneficial learning. But then it takes a toll on your body. A stress that is put on your body that you don't want on your body.
about active recall and spaced repetition. Now
That's
I do
why I
30
say
minutes
space
daily
it out.
instead of those brutal cram sessions. I remember more, stress less,
Now your
and actually
mind
have
is
a
like,
life.
okay, this is
Works
just a
for
consistent
everything,
pattern
not just studying.
of something you
Consistency
live.
isn't glamorous, but
and
it's
you
the
still
closest
going.
thing to a superpower you'll find, whether you're learning a language, getting in shape, or building any skill. Your brain
That's why getting in
literally
shape takes a long
rewires
time.
itself better with daily practice
2 hours a
than
day,
with intense weekend warrior
6 days a week.
sessions. I'm about to share the mindset shift that's been responsible for every major
From
opportunity in my
January
life.
to
But before
June.
that, let me tell you about the biggest mistake
You're a
most people
good-looking
make
person.
when it comes to taking initiative.
People
Lesson
see
number
you
13,
change.
seek forgiveness,
People
not
see your
permission.
body
Want to
change.
start something? Just do it. Stop asking for permission, my friend. I wasted months in college emailing professors asking if I could start projects. Complete waste of time. Worst case scenario, someone tells you to stop. Most people don't care what you're doing anyway. You're overthinking it. The world rewards action way more than it punishes mistakes, and most of what you think are big deals are actually pretty forgettable to everyone else. Taking initiative teaches you more in a week than asking for permission teaches you in a month. Acting boldly is easier when your mindset supports it, when the way you think stops holding you back. Lesson number 14. Stop worrying about what others think. I learned this the hard way. People aren't thinking about you at all. Everyone's too busy with their own problems and insecurities to worry about yours. That embarrassing thing you did last week, they forgot already. They're too busy
That's so true.
replaying their own cringe moments to remember yours.
I mean, unless it's
Stop
a very
worrying
observant
about what others
person.
think. They're not thinking.
But
This realization is incredibly freeing once you accept that you're not the main character
Nobody's
in
worried
anyone
about you.
else's story. You can finally start being the main character
Mm.
on your own. Most of your
They're going to
anxiety about
forget.
judgment disappears when you
The thing you
realize
thought was
everyone else
embarrassing
is
was
just as
embarrassing
worried
for the
about
time.
how they're coming across. Lesson number 15,
But over time, they're gonna
question your
forget.
assumptions about difficulty. My friend, when something feels impossible, ask yourself,
they'll probably
how
bring
hard
it
should this
back
really
up one
be?
day.
I made college way harder than it needed
But
to be.
they're gonna
I thought
forget.
everything had to be brutal
So
because
you
it was a
gotta
good school.
forget too.
Wrong. I was psyching myself out. Change your mindset from this is going to suck to let's figure this out, and everything got easier. Stop making things harder than they are. Now let's take those
They
bigger
don't
mental
forget.
shifts and see how they can transform something practical, like your studies.
They really do
Lesson number
like you.
16, it's okay to skip lectures if you're strategic.
Or they really
This
do
might be
hate you.
controversial, but if your professor is only reading slides you already have, you don't need to sit in that lecture. You can study the material better on your own, where you can actually focus. Just don't waste time summarizing notes. Test yourself with active recall
can
so
choose
you know
which
what
one.
you really understand. Your time is finite and valuable. Spending
And what
2
you do
hours
right
in a
back to
pointless
that
lecture
person.
could be 2 hours building
Because,
skills,
well,
networking,
they
or
didn't
actually learning
forget.
something
That was
useful.
on their mind.
The smartest students figure out how to game the system
You did
ethically
forget.
and focus their energy
And
where it
you
matters
moved on.
most. Lesson number 17, falling
you
behind
moved
is
on.
normal. Here's the thing, college terms are short and intense.
It's like-
You're going to fall behind on coursework, and that's completely normal. About 90% of your
Damn.
classmates are also behind. They're just
Find a
better
new
at
set of
hiding it.
people.
Don't sacrifice social opportunities during the term to catch up on work.
Life.
Your college social experience
moves
only
on.
happens once, but you have long
Still
breaks
stuck in the
specifically
past.
designed for catching up academically. Use them strategically My friend, school is important, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. You'll want to develop skills and income streams that go
Always.
beyond the classroom. Lesson number 18, start building income
That's how you
streams
know if
early.
you're stuck in
When
the
you read
past or
books about
not.
passive income and online
That
business,
their life
don't
didn't
just
move
absorb
on.
the information, act on it, start small projects, try to make money online, launch a simple service. I started building small websites and doing freelance work in college. The money wasn't life-changing, but the skills I developed were invaluable.
And don't
More
think
importantly,
just 'cause
I
you're
learned how
making
to
low
create
money
value for other
now,
people and
don't
charge
mean you
money
can't
for
make
it.
big money.
One of the most important skills you can develop. The key is not to obsess over the money initially, but to
Yeah,
focus on
don't
the learning
obsess over the money.
experience.
The money
Every
isn't
failed
about you.
project teaches you
Once
something
you get
valuable.
older, around the
Learning
30s,
to hustle early gives you
you'll
confidence
see
that you can
what type
always
of
figure
money
out
path
how to make
you
money,
want to take.
which is way more valuable
25,
than any single job
when
or
you become an
paycheck.
adult,
As you're
you'll see
stacking up
what type of
skills
money
and
path you want
opportunities,
to take.
it's easy to get lost in the grind. That's why keeping the right perspective
course.
matters most. Lesson number 19, enjoy
Your
the journey,
regular money
not just the
holder,
destination. My friend,
80K
college
a
really
year,
is a unique time in your life,
want a
and it
lot of
goes by
money,
faster than you
250K a
realize.
year,
Don't get so focused
or
on
you just
grades,
want a job and
internships,
live
and
with the love of
post-graduation
your
plans
life,
that you
50 to
forget to
60K
enjoy
a year.
where you are right now. It's totally fine to have ambitious goals. I
Don't get
encourage it,
obsessed over
but
money.
make sure you're not so future focused
It's not
that you
worth
miss
it.
the incredible experience
Don't think
happening
you
around
just
you.
need money
As they
to
say,
be great in
journey
life.
before
You compete
destination.
against everybody.
Lesson number 20,
You don't.
collaboration over competition.
You need skills.
Here's something I've learned when I was in college. I didn't need to compete with my classmates.
That's what you need.
We
You
could
need
work
skills.
together, sharing study guides, forming study groups, and helping each other succeed made everything easier and more
You need
enjoyable.
abilities.
Don't worry about keeping score of who's helping who.
You gotta find what's
Just
good
be
for you.
generous with your knowledge and resources. The goodwill you create will come back to you in ways you can't predict. Lesson number
Always comes
21,
back to you.
focus on what you can control. This is probably the most important lesson on this list.
Always
There's a version
focus on
of the
what you can
Serenity Prayer
control.
that goes, grant me the
There's
serenity
too many
to accept what I
uncontrollable
cannot
things out here in
change,
this
the
world.
courage to change what I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
You sitting here
Spend your mental energy
fixing,
on things
focusing
within your
on
control,
something you
your
can't
effort,
control,
your
and
attitude,
letting it
your
get through your
preparation,
mind.
your response to situations. Don't waste emotional
Not
energy
safe.
on things outside your control. Other
Next thing
people's
you know, you
opinions,
40,
the
you still
job
thinking the same
market,
thing.
your
Next
professor's
thing you know, you
grading
50,
style.
kinda
Here's a
like
bonus tip to tie it all together.
living comfortable.
Learn how to study the right way. Most people
Now
waste
you
hours
regret it when you
rereading
old.
notes or decorating pages with highlighters, but none of that really
You don't wanna
sticks.
regret when you
What
old.
works is active recall, spaced repetition,
That's realization
and
of
testing
greatness
yourself.
and accomplishments
You'll
you
actually
want.
study less and remember more. Skip the pretty
It don't
notes.
feel good.
Focus on the methods that
Trust
truly
me.
work. My friend, you don't have to
It's
learn
like,
these
dang, I
lessons
could've
through
done
painful
so much with my
experiences
life.
like I did. You can skip the
Really?
mistakes and jump straight to what works. Some of these might seem obvious. Others might feel uncomfortable or go against what everyone else is telling you. That's fine. You don't need to implement all 21 tomorrow. Pick 3 that hit you the hardest and start there. The crazy thing about being young is that small changes create massive results over time. Fix your posture now, save thousands on physical therapy later. Start investing $50 a month now. Retire years earlier. Learn proper study techniques now. Breeze through everything that comes next. Everyone else is winging it and hoping for the best. You now have a roadmap. The question isn't whether these work. The question is whether you'll actually use them. If you found this video helpful,
Listen.
this next video right here,
And listen. Listen, watch. Ask questions. Hollywood. Smartness. Wiseness. Greatness. This was a long video. I'm sorry. I like to keep them short so y'all could go complete your priorities. So I could go complete my priorities. Always. Every time. In this video, it was an animation. The speaker was not a dumbass. What we thought about 21 lessons teenagers never learned in high school was true. A lot of those lessons in this video, I skipped 8 of them. A lot of these lessons in this video, they don't realize it. Get good grades, go to college. Get good grades, go to school. They don't realize it. By the end, when you end up Bam! It's really a chat. It's really Kobe. Bam! You cannot say bam if there ain't no. It's just a Kobe. We used to Kobe and bricks. College, high school, elementary school, middle school. We used to Kobe's and it's bricking. I know y'all didn't get them shots like that. But when you know it, it's Kobe. Bam! But so for today, Hollywood. You know.